So happy Hanukkah. And what does this day mean to you, Craig?
Well, thank you. Well, I mean, I didn't, you know, Hanukkah was always a fun, festive event. I mean, we didn't celebrate. We weren't the most religious of families, but we did. It is something we always, um, you know, light the candles, light a menorah. Obviously, this year, given everything that's going on, has more significance. Um, but I mean, the history of Hanukkah and the story is about the resilience of the Jewish people. So, um, yeah, I guess that's going to resonate more this year than in the past. Um, so, I mean, I haven't even celebrated yet. I'm going to be going to an event at some point the next day or so, but I've just been busy with a lot of other things. I haven't even really thought about it too much. Um, but yeah, but it's always a nice time of year.
Lovely time of the year.
Yeah.
And it also signifies, well, it signifies, I think that's the most important part of its significance is that it's light overcoming
Yeah,
darkness.
that's definitely the other major theme for sure.
Mhm.
Um,
Great.
yeah.
So let's talk about Song of December.
Hmm. Yeah, well, that's a song about light overcoming darkness too. So yeah, so this song, it was funny because I came up in a Facebook memory. I started writing the song. It was 2017. It's funny because the Facebook memory I had actually posted. I had been out to dinner with a friend, and I remember getting home. I raced home because I felt like playing. Usually, I stop playing music or my piano around 10 o'clock at night because of neighbors and stuff. And we just finished dinner, and I got home, and I had about 20 minutes, and I just sat down, and it was in December, and this song just kind of came out, kind of good portion of the structure of it, the basic bones. Um, and then I kind of I mean, I worked on it then for a while, and then I guess I got to a point where it wasn't quite finished, and then I kind of just sat there for a while, and then for a longer while, and then I kind of got lost in the shuffle, and then it was like a year or two later that I came back to it, and just was like, oh wow, this really is good. I should really try to finish this. But it wasn't until it was 2021 where I came across it again and I said, okay, this year I'm going to finish it. And in December of 2021, I put it in my calendar every day, Song of December, to work on it. And so then I finally got it done. Um, and then we played it last year with the band, but I didn't record it because, well, last year I was doing my EP and it didn't really fit. It's not something that, it's kind of its own standalone thing.
Yeah.
Um, and since it's the closest I mean, it's not a, it's not really a holiday. I mean, it's kind of a holiday song. I mean, it's an end of the year song. Anyway, but because we did the EP last year, so then this year I was like, all right, I wanted to put out at least one song this year, and it seemed like the right time to do it. So we went into record it in end of September, October, and took a little while. This one took some doing to get it to really come together in the studio, but we finally got it, and yeah, very happy with how it came out. Um, with my same producer who did the last EP, Wayne Silver, in Long Island City, Queens, and yeah, and so the song again, it's literally about, I mean, a songwriter myself. I mean, being stuck and then kind of finding inspiration, and then um, but it's more generally about dealing with feeling stuck in life, or or feeling um, just going through a tough period, and then kind of getting to the end of the year and finding something to give you hope, and
Yes. Yes.
so Yeah, it's a hopeful song,
Hmm.
and
Beautiful.
yeah, um, and yeah, I think that's um, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, pretty proud of it.
Well, I think it's beautiful that it's a song of hope and that you have actually recognized, even in the writing of the song,
Mm.
that the end of the year, with all the festivities and all the joy, and everybody bustling, and you know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, I was talking to the earlier guest,
Mm-hmm.
and he spoke about the same thing. This time of year poses a challenge to many,
Yeah,
and I think it's meaningful that we can, through our various messages, however we put out our messages, you do so with music, that we can write this into the story, because this is an important part of life. Everyone's life is not the same, and we all, in one way or another, are facing some kind of challenge.
sure.
And the end of the year, I guess for many people, loneliness is an issue. And I think that's where music comes in,
Mm.
and just intersecting, connecting, making contact with other human beings, making people feel, you know what, you were thought about today. And a song can do that.
Sure.
A song can actually do that. So
Yeah.
would you like to play it for us now?
Sure. Um, this will actually be my first time performing it solo. I've um, it's one of these songs that has quite a bit of arrangement to it, but yeah, let's give it a whirl.
Okay, great.
Check, check, check. Yeah, yep. Let me turn my phone off just to make sure. Well, I've got things on my mind, and they build up inside, and I can't slow the ride or get off. I've had feelings for days, they won't go away, and the words that I can say come out wrong. And you can believe that I've been down and losing sleep, but I've got a dream to remember, and a song of December, and it sings soft and light. It makes everything right. I've got hope to remind me that real love will find me if I don't push too hard, if I lead with my heart. There were days not long ago, the words wouldn't flow. I stayed stuck in love for so long. Then my eye caught a spark, a flash in the dark, and it was laid out so stark in my mind. You better believe I was inspired and so relieved. Then with a sound of sweet surrender came the song of
marvelous. That was beautiful. And
Thank you.
I feel like I've heard it before. You could have played it, and I must have heard it somehow.
Well, I mean, other than the recording, there's a performance of it I posted from last year.
Oh, perhaps that's where
Yeah.
I heard it because I follow your Facebook. So let's talk about Rockwood Music Hall Stage 2. Something significant happened there recently,
Yeah.
and I read it on your Facebook. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we did the release show for the song on Sunday night in Rockwood Music Hall Stage 2. So, I mean, Rockwood, the venue has been around, it's like 2005, 2006, and it kind of became the dominant venue in Manhattan, well, in New York City, for singer-songwriters and more, I mean, it was pop and rock music, but not didn't lean towards too heavy. I mean, it was more, yeah, more towards singer songwriters. And they expanded. They had one stage, and then they grew to have two other rooms. All the rooms had grand pianos, which obviously for me was it's what made it become my home. And I've done more shows there than anywhere in the last uh, really in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So, but they've been struggling like a lot of venues have since COVID, and they actually closed the stage three. They announced that they were closing the third stage, which was this more of a listening, very much of a listening room, and then they did this big fundraiser where some of the biggest names who have played there over the year, like Sarah Bareilles, um, other people came and performed, and they raised a bunch of money. And we were hoping that that was gonna be it, and they were gonna sustain. But then they announced only a couple weeks ago that they were having to close stage two,
Oh
which
my.
was huge, a huge gut punch.
Mm.
So anyway, and at first I thought my show was gonna be canceled, but fortunately we were actually the last night. Um, the last show in that room. So, I mean, it was a very bittersweet moment because I was honored to be, one of the last performers in there.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a big loss. It's a big loss. It's nothing that's really going to replace that, especially in Manhattan. I mean, there are other venues, obviously, that have come along in the last couple of years that are
Mhm.
outside the city or in Brooklyn, but yeah, that was a special place. So
Oh,
the other
sad
thing
to
that's so
hear
cool
that.
about it, that that it had a piano. The piano in that room was on a like a pulley system. Like if you were going to use it for your set, it would come down onto the stage, and
Oh,
it was just such a cool
so
room.
they
So
had
yeah,
a, was it like a theater setup?
kind of a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was somewhere between a theater and a rock club.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's a big loss. Uh, yeah.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. But let's hope for something new and exciting for 2024. That it will just catapult your music. I see you're climbing on Spotify. I saw your stats recently. Fascinating. You want to talk about that?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, the last year was a I mean, I had the EP that came out and got a lot of traction. Um, and then one song that also got into, we made the music video for the title track, and that
Mhm.
helped it as well. So it was a good year. I mean, the EP definitely did better than any release that I've had
Okay.
in terms of streaming, and
So you want to talk
so
about the figures? I saw some big figures on your page.
I mean, yeah, they were my best stats to date,
Mhm.
and yeah, it got onto a bunch of playlists, and that's really what helped it along. Um, and obviously, that doesn't translate into Spotify doesn't pay out a lot
Yeah.
to big dollars, but it was substantial. It was not nothing. Um,
That day is coming, Craig. Just hang in there. It will all come together. Don't you worry. I mean, like 200, over 200,000 listeners.
Hmm.
You know, we
Yeah, 200,000 streams, I think, or something like
um,
that. Yeah,
we have 40 million odd people in this country.
yeah,
We need to get your music more onto different platforms here, radio
sure.
stations and that kind of thing. So you have that kind of music. It appeals to everybody. It's broad spectrum and it's fun to listen to. It's joyful.
Oh,
And well, the art behind it, we understand it's deep.
mhm.
So you're putting out good stuff there, and let's envision for you a very prosperous 2024
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes.
that will
Yeah,
have.
I'm excited about well, I have a lot of new music, so at some point this next year, we'll start working on the next release. I have more than enough, way too many songs to. I've never actually been in this situation where I'm gonna really have to have a hard time to choose what songs I want to record, um, because I have a lot of material. So
Mhm.
yeah, and that was the other thing at the show the other night. We debuted a couple of new songs, which went over very well. So I'm excited to kind of play those more into the new year and yeah, and work on the new record.
Great. And well, I saw something interesting about what happened in your car. So let's talk about technology. From a technological point of view,
Oh,
why do you love being a musician in the fourth industrial age?
oh,
And what significance is this when you're in your car and talking to Siri?
yeah. I mean, it's the well when when your song comes out or album, and the first time you can do you do a command. Hey Siri, play Craig Green. Meanwhile, I said that in the Siri
How does that feel?
just popped up. Yeah, my phone too. Um, so it's yeah, the modern world is crazy and scary in a lot of ways, but things like that, being in your car and seeing your name.
It is crazy because
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean
nice, it's a cool thing.
it's
It's a
very cool and crazy at the same time because we do the same when we come home because now our the estate we live in they changed the security system, so now we say, hey Siri, open the gate. It's
oh
like
really?
that. And the gate opens. So this, I think it's wonderful
Yeah,
that well, it brings life to our fingertips in that sense.
sure, sure.
Yeah. So I can actually be in New York and open the gate here at home.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
It is
So
amazing.
it is, it is. And so where to from here, Craig? What are you envisioning for 2024?
Well, like I said, definitely start working on a new record. Uh, Probably, I mean, maybe as early as the spring, um, we'll start doing it. I mean, my goal, before my last record, which came out last year in 2022, and the one before that was 2020. I mean, I'd like to keep to an every 2 year cycle. um, that for sure. Um, Otherwise, I want to go. I went to Europe this year
Yes.
over the summer and did gigs over there, and it was amazing. It was great, and I've been wanting to do that for a really long time. So, hoping to make that a regular thing. Um, so, I'm going to see about getting back there in the summer of 2024.
That would
Hopefully,
be lovely. That would be lovely.
yeah.
And I will encourage you to also consider, perhaps not immediately, but think about it,
Mm.
bringing yourself and your music here to South Africa. And
I'd
I
love
will
to.
connect you. I had another musician earlier in the day,
Uh,
and he plays, he's retired
mm.
mostly, but he continues playing music.
Mhm.
Um, and he has some big gigs in Johannesburg.
Okay.
So, Craig, play us another song, please. Thank you.
Okay. Um, I'll do one of the newer songs. Okay. song called "Playing with Fire." Playing with fire, I know it's a game. Playing with the fire, I feel your flame. But it's the only vice that I can't let go. And I know it takes up all my time. Leaves me with an empty space inside. But I can't turn away. If there was a glass, you know I'd break. If there was a price, I'd surely pay. 'Cause it's only harder as I go. If I could break it down to its parts, see inside the hole that fills my heart, maybe I can learn to grow. So I search for the strength within my mind, pray to the stars to make me fine. And I wander the place where it grows into the dark when no one knows. So I grip my hands and steel my spine. Swear I'll leave my old bad ways behind. 'Cause it's only wearing on my soul. So try to break it down to its parts. Let up the light inside my heart so I can take control. 'Cause it's only tearing at my seams, messing with my mind and all my dreams. I gotta find a way to change this scene so I can move along.
Lovely, Craig. That was beautiful. And what is the festive mood like now in New York? I know it's very cold. Has it started snowing yet?
I think we got like 20 minutes of snow, like it was maybe 2 days ago. So we haven't had any real snow yet. Actually, it's supposed to get milder this weekend. So I don't know. Maybe by Christmas we'll actually get
Okay,
some
great.
snow.
So
I'm
we have
I'm not
we
I'm
have
not in a hurry for
recorded Playing with Fire previously. We
Have I
have
recorded?
recorded. Yes, yes. It's a lovely
Oh yeah.
tune. It's beautiful. So have you actually released this yet?
No, no. This song has not been released. It's one of the ones that I'll record at some point, maybe next year.
Okay. So Craig, it was lovely having you. I'm not sure if you have another song that you want to perform, but it's been a lovely time with you. And I wish you the best for the holidays and the new year.
Thank you very
And
much. Same to you.
thank you. Thank you very much. And
Um, yeah. Uh, yeah. I'll do one of the other new ones. This is kind of a little lighthearted song. Well, it's actually based on a true story. It's called "First Date Ghosted,"
oh, yes, I read
and
about that on your Facebook. Okay.
yeah, and it's it was about someone that I was supposed to go out with, and I
Mhm.
mean, as we do, we embellish the stories, but anyway, it's fun, and it got a really good response at the show the other night, so I'll play that for you.
Go for it. Did you actually get ghosted?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get physically ghosted uh, in the sense that we didn't, the story is the character myself is actually at the bar or the
Mhm.
restaurant waiting, but
Mhm.
we didn't actually have a meet. We just we had a tentative plan. Well, we had a plan, and then I just didn't hear back, and so anyway, in my annoyance, I wrote this song.
The song. Okay, good.
First date ghosted, it appears, 'cause it's the hour of the plans, but you're not here. Disappointed, to say the least, 'cause you gave your word, but your word you did not keep. Could have showed some courtesy. A text is all it had to be. Made up a story about your dog. Instead you left me waiting here like a fool to drown in tears. So I'll write this lyric down and hope one day that it comes around. First date ghosted, I'm leaving soon. I will wait another 20, then I'm through. No voice message has been received. Was it only just a game that you conceived? How could someone be so cruel to make a plan and not see it through? How can someone waste another's time? It's just a bit of empathy would have spared me this great tragedy. So I'll write this lyric now and hope one day that you hear it loud. It took me an hour to subway to the bar. I got an inside table so it wouldn't be too far. A true connection, really thought that we would spark. So I'll delete your number now and move on with my life somehow. Pretend it all was just a dream. And though it makes no sense to me, your lack of human decency, I won't let it bring me down. I wrote this song and I'll sing it out. First day ghosted. First day ghosted. Yeah. First day.
Lovely. But Craig, also very sad. But these things happen in life. Not everyone has. I'm sorry to say, but not everyone has a good heart. And
you know, there's a good heart, and then there's just like just being courteous, just being like it just blows my mind that you'd expect if someone just says after like, hey, even if they said, you know what, I'm just not feeling this,
Mhm,
Like even just doing that, like that's just like the base, just to
mhm.
ignore and just like after somebody that like made plans, moved things around on their weekend, and like it just like yeah, it was just so unbelievable to me that someone could be that you know rude just to another
Well,
person, human to
yeah,
human. It's like it doesn't matter if whether
yes.
but anyway.
And that's the whole thing. I like that you said, you know, about being human. It's
Yeah,
almost inhuman the way some humans behave, because one of the slogans that I coined when I had the foundation was cruelty is not an option. And the reason we started saying that was it would be in everyday relationships. You know, you can have a meaningful relationship with your significant other and with a greengrocer. You can have meaningful relationships with people. Just treat
sure.
everybody, treat everyone. If we remember that we're all the same, walking the
Yeah,
same journey, and we
yeah,
practically have 5 minutes left here, it goes so fast. And the thing is, if we just treat each other with the same respect,
yeah.
I think it won't be such a cruel and cold world. And that song, I was very touched by it. And I love the part, where you're expressive and the crying, but it's it's sweet actually.
Yeah.
And well, I see a little bit of theater there. So you do have a theater background?
Uh, I mean, when I was younger, I did. Yeah, I did do some. It's been a long time, but I did do some acting, uh,
Hmm.
and well, I did hear a good amount of Broadway growing up through my dad. Um, but yeah, I mean, the song is intentionally theatrical, I guess, in a way.
Well, there's a very nice, interesting place in Brooklyn. I wouldn't be able to give you the actual address, but it's very popular, and you probably find it. It's called the Brooklyn Tabernacle. It's a church, but very theatrical. There's a lot happening there, and the singing and the music is exceptional. And
Mhm.
that's how we found our way there.
Oh,
Many years ago, the hotel that we stayed in
mhm.
advertised
Oh,
church, so we went to listen to the choir,
mhm.
and they have some nice programs there. So maybe as a musician, you'd like it because, well, especially at this time of the year, and there's
Mhm.
like lots of activities around theater and music.
Right.
So, you know,
Okay.
I think that's the whole of New York as well. A lot of that happening.
Sure. Sure.
So, Craig, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was a lovely way to round off the year at the People of Purpose talk show. And I'm so glad that you came on board as the last guest because we take that away with us for into 2024. And I'm very honored that you always make time for us. Thank you very much.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me.
Um, you're
All,
welcome. You're
all the best
welcome.
to you next year.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and happy Hanukkah again.